Hey everyone, so today I want to go into something a little bit different. So rather than doing our normal social media where I go through kind of the do's and don'ts, we've done that a few times now, and I'll include the link to that recording as well. But I want to show you all how to use Instagram a little bit more at a higher level. So I've actually got my own Instagram here in front of me, and I'm going to show you some things about Instagram. So the things I really want to cover today is I want to show you how to tag people on Instagram, how to use hashtags, and I want to show you how to post actual posts on Instagram, stories, and reels, and kind of what the difference is between all of those and how we can use those at a higher level. So as you can see, I'm sharing my screen on my actual phone here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go into Instagram. So if you're following along, you're welcome to grab your phone. You can go into Instagram as well. But this is our KW Legacy Instagram. So from here, you can see your notifications at the top. We have some comments and some likes, which is really exciting. Always like to see that. But the first thing I want to do is actually show you how to do a post. So if you come up to the top and you see the positive button here, so if you click that addition sign, that's going to give you the option to post as a post, which is a static square shaped post that'll show up on your feed, which is where everybody can scroll through and see all those different posts that have been published there. You could also do a story, which is it's a longer screen. It'll show up at the top of everybody's Instagram. So as they're scrolling through all the people that they follow, you'll see it there. Or you can do a reel. And a reel is a video that you can do. It can be static photos that you have kind of a slideshow with music. You can do videos in reels. You can do where you're speaking and actually doing a video. Or it can just be, like I said, those slideshows. So when you're thinking about what you want to post, if you want something that's going to stay on your profile forever, that's where a post or a reel is really good because those don't disappear. So when you go into your own profile here, you'll see all the posts that you've ever published. So for example, this morning we posted this, and this flyer is going to be here forever, essentially, until you delete it or something like that. You can see that people can like it. You can have your description here. You can use different hashtags to get people to notice it on their feeds as well. But the biggest thing with the post is just that constant permanence that's going to be on your page. So when you're posting these static posts, you might want to think about things like how they look together. Sometimes people like to use all the same color schemes. That's up to you. If you want it to look a little bit more realistic, I would actually recommend doing kind of a bunch of different types of posts that don't all look the same. One of the things that we talk about normally in our social media class is actually how when you are posting things on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social media platforms, you want about 80% of what you're posting to be personal things. So things like if you have pets, if you have kids that you don't mind sharing on social media, if you have really good food at a restaurant, if you are out shopping and you found something you really liked, those types of personal things are things you want to include on your social media. About 20% of what you put on your social media should really be more of the business things. So that can be things like listings, that could be things like open houses that you have coming up, real estate tips, any kinds of things that you think are related to real estate. About 20% of your profile should be that. The reason that we say the 80-20 principle is because people follow people who are interesting and who they can relate to. So for example, if I'm following an influencer on Instagram who their whole job is just to have a presence on Instagram, they're going to have some things that are like advertising a lotion or a perfume or something like that that they've been sponsored to advertise. But the majority of what they're doing is just their day-to-day life. So little things that they like, that they see in their life that they want to share with everybody. So when you're thinking about how to build the content that you're putting on your social media, that's what you want to be doing, is about 80% personal, 20% business related. So when you're thinking about this, what I actually want to show you right now is how to do a post and how to use tags and hashtags within that post. So let's say this is our business page, like I mentioned, and let's say we want to shout out a local business. We went to a restaurant, we really enjoyed our time there, and now we want to post about it and tag that business. So what we're going to do on Instagram is we're going to go ahead and click that plus sign at the top right of your screen. You have all these options for things you can post. I'm going to go ahead and click post. And actually, before this meeting, I went ahead and grabbed a picture that was relevant. So you'll see that with the post, it's a square, so it might not be quite the right size of what you're looking for, but you can click this little gray circle in the bottom left and it'll make it a little bit, it'll change the format of it so it fits a little bit better. So let's say you went to a Mexican restaurant and you got a delicious margarita and you want to share that with your feed. So what you'll do is once you've gotten your picture that you like, you'll go ahead and click this forward button. It will allow you to do things like pick filters if you'd like to, like if you want it to be a little brighter, or if you would like it to be even black and white, whatever makes sense to you, look through those filters and determine what you like. I'm going to just go ahead and stick with the no filter. You can click edit. That'll let you do things like adjust the brightness. So if you want it to look a little bit nicer, maybe brighter and a little bit more contrast, you can do that. But you have all these different options for different ways to edit your picture. So I would recommend playing with it, kind of see what you like personally, and just know if you're getting started out for the first time with this, you don't have to use any editing or filtering. That's not a problem. You can just ignore that completely if you want to. So we'll go ahead and go forward with this arrow at the top right. And now what we're going to do is write our caption. So when you're writing a caption, you want to be pretty brief. Like most people are not going to read a huge long description unless it's like a story that you're telling or something really interesting that they might be engulfed in while they're reading it. But for the most part, captions are really short. They can even just be emojis, honestly. But let's say we want to say where we went, because in this case, we're shouting at another business. And before we do this, let's keep in mind the reason you want to shout out other businesses is because if you tag them, they'll get a notification that you tagged them. They can like your post, they can share your post, they can follow you, they can give you a shout out as a real estate agent who visited their restaurant. There's so many ways that you can go back and forth with sharing your engagement online when you actually are posting with other people as well. So let's say we went to this Mexican restaurant and we want to write about it. So I'll say something along the lines of had a great time at, and then now I'm going to mention the restaurant. So you'll want to do an @ sign, and then you'll want to type in the name of the restaurant. Now, normally you have to follow this restaurant before you can go ahead and tag them. Sometimes it'll come up if you don't already follow them, but normally you do have to do that. So we're going to go ahead and write in here. It's Jose Tequila. So it looks like the one that's coming up here is Caesar. So that might be like the owner of Jose Tequila. So we'll go ahead and click that. So had a great time at Jose Tequila's Owings Mills. They always have fantastic food and drinks. And then I'll do something like 10 out of 10 would recommend. So then you have your caption here. And you've used your tag. And then what you want to do from here is we want to add some hashtags. The reason you want to use hashtags is those are going to be what drives traffic to your post. So if somebody is on Instagram and they're just searching things, they might search for a hashtag, and that's how your post is going to come up. So usually what I do is I actually put 3 dots here just to kind of move the hashtag away from the general caption. Makes it easier for people to read it and it keeps it out of the way. So once you've got your 3 spaces there, you'll come over here and do the hashtag or the $, and you want to write down what it is. So I would say something like margaritas, or you could say best Mexican restaurants. And when you type in a hashtag, you can see how many people have posted using that hashtag. So you get the idea of which ones are more popular. So if I was thinking about doing best Mexican restaurants with an S, but 658 people have posted that, whereas hashtag best Mexican restaurant with no S has 10,000 posts. So that's probably a more popular hashtag. So I'm going to use that one instead. So you can choose as many hashtags as you want. I would usually stick with like 5 or so, just because anything more than that, it just gets really busy. It's a waste of your time. So just kind of pick the ones you want to do. You can also do things like Google hashtags. So if you want to Google best real estate hashtags, that's a great way to get some ideas if you're not feeling creative when you're writing in your captions. So what we want to do from here is we want to tag people. So if there were other people who were with you when you went to this restaurant, you could tag them. I could also tag Jose Tequila again, if I wanted to, so that they show up in the actual picture. And then once you've tagged all the people that you'd like to tag, go ahead and click the check. And then if you want to add any of these other things, tag products, that one's not as common, but if you want to add the location, that makes sense in this case because it's a small business that you went to. So you can do Jose Tequila, and it comes right up there. And then if you want to add music, you can. That's something that people have been doing a little bit more. And And then once you filled out all that information, all you have to do is click that checkbox and it will show up in your feed. So I'm not going to click that because I don't want to post it on our actual business page, but that shows you what it would look like. And then once you actually do have your post, then it will show up something like this, where you have the post here, you have how many people have liked it, and you can see the description and so on. So like I said, posts are for static things that you want to never disappear on your profile and that kind of make up what it looks like when somebody goes to your page. The other thing I had mentioned was stories. So there's a couple things you can do with stories. Let's say you've actually, Cindy, I saw you unmuted. Do you have any questions?
I wanted to ask, when it says add music, that there's some kind of acknowledgement you have to do. Does that come up automatically?
So with Instagram, if you use the audio that's already in the library of music that you can pick from, you don't have to do any attributes because it's already been, it'll actually show up underneath the post where it says what the name of the music is and the artist. So there's nothing extra you have to do.
Okay, thanks.
Now, if you were going to like make a video on your computer and you added music in that way, and then you're just uploading the video to Instagram, and you're using, like, for example, bensound.com is free, royalty free music you can use. You do have to give what's the word, credit to those people in the caption, but if you get the music from Instagram, you don't have to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, so I want to show you two things with stories. So let's say you posted something on Instagram. So when you have a post here, let's say you want people to see this, you posted it there, but sometimes the algorithm, you won't show up in people's feed and things like that. So you want to put it in your story so that it shows up at the top. So when you're looking at your feed here, you see these little circles at the top. Those are the stories that the people you follow have posted. And people can actually watch those. They can just keep clicking through and it'll go right to the next one. So it just gives you an idea of how you can watch those stories, and people can spend like 15-20 minutes or an hour doing that. So it's really powerful to have your stuff constantly at the top of your in your stories, essentially. So let's say you want to post this new post you just put on your feed into your story. So all you have to do is click this little airplane here, the little one that looks like that. You can send it to somebody else, or you can add post to your story. At that point, you can move things around. You can just grab it and pull it down or up. If you want to add any kind of stickers, that's easy. So you can pick this little smiley face at the top and click that. You can kind of look through and see what the different options are. Links are great. Let's say you have an open house coming up and you want people to sign up for it. You could put a link to your sign up sheet in your story. So that's a great way to grab people that way. You could also search for things. So like, let's say it was snowing today and you wanted to put a snowman on there. You could do that. And you can make it bigger just by kind of pulling it and zooming in a little bit. So there's all kinds of things you can do with stories. And then what you'll do is you would just click that little arrow to the left there. I'm going to actually delete this, which all you have to do is click on it and drag it down to the trash can. But you click this little arrow at the bottom right, and it'll make sure you want to share it to your story. And then you click share and it will be on your story at that point. Any questions so far? Okay. So the other thing you can do is you can post directly to your story rather than sharing something you already put in your Instagram as a post. You can instead publish a story that's specifically for that. So like, let's say there's one that's the right size for a story. So we'll come up here to the top again and click this plus sign, click story. And then we want to click our pictures down here at the bottom left. And you can go through and see what you have. So for example, I created this Ignite graphic that I want to show up on my story. So I can just click that. And then what I'll do is click the little arrow again and click share. And it'll take a second to go through. And then when you click done, and once that little yellow and purple line around your story is done moving, you'll know that your story has been posted. So you can click your story and it's actually uploading now. It usually goes much faster, but this is a video, so it's a little slower. But you can actually see what you've actually posted to your story. And I know I mentioned to you all earlier the link. So if you put a link in your story, it'll show up like this is the register. People can just click that and they can visit the link, and then they'll automatically get to the registration page. So that's really helpful if you are doing something like a home buyer seminar or an open house or something like that. Okay. So from there, you know how to do stories now, you know how to do posts. Any questions about that stuff? Okay, I actually want to show reels as well. So reels are probably the most powerful thing on Instagram right now. So basically what a reel is a video, or like I said, a slideshow of pictures that are static, usually put to music, and then you post those to your reels, and it's something that goes out and typically gets a lot of views. So reels are probably the most likely to go viral on Instagram, where you'll get a bunch of likes and a bunch of views and a bunch of engagement just by posting a video. And it's really nice because even if you don't have a lot of followers, you can still have a reel go viral. So if that's something that you're thinking about, that's a great way to go. Shade was here. I was going to actually mention her because she just popped out, probably because she knows about reels. But she has a fantastic Instagram that she just started. And I actually wanted to show her examples of her reels. So what I'm going to do is go to Shade's Instagram, and I actually recommend following her. She is Realtor Shade. So if you follow her, I 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend doing that. But she has some awesome reels that she recently posted, and I'm going to show you an example of it. So when you're looking at your Instagram page, you'll see the grid here. Those are your static posts. And then this one in the middle here with the play sign, that's reels. So if you click that, you'll see all the reels that you've done. So I'm going to show an example actually of one of the reels that Shade did. So just to give you an idea.
I'll do the number 7.
Number 11?
7.
Number
7.
11? Sorry, I can hear you.
It's okay. Number 7.
Okay, number 11.
I'll do the.
So it's really simple. It's just like a 7-second video. It's usually kind of funny. Like in that case, it was, she's trying to put her order in for what she really wants, and the person on the other side is hearing the wrong number because that's the number that she can actually afford. So it's very short and just be something really fun. I want to show you really quickly how you can save audio from videos like that. So like, let's say you really liked that video.
I'll do
You'll
the
notice,
number 7.
so you'll notice
7.
that the video is down here, or the
It's
audio
okay.
is down here at the
Number
bottom
7.
left.
Okay, number 11.
So what you'll do is you'll
I'll
click
do
that
the number-
audio. And then what you can do is you can either go ahead and immediately use the audio, or you can save it for later. I actually recommend doing that so that you have some in your library. So if you click this button here, it kind of looks like a flag in between the airplane and the 3 dots. So we'll click that flag, and that is basically you saving that audio. So now that you've saved that audio, when you go to create a reel, you will find that that one is available for you to use now. So we'll go into our reels, click audio here. And there's some that are all kind of recommended for you. Maybe they're ones that you use on a regular basis. But if you click saved, you can see the audio that you've saved. And the one that we just saved from Shade is at the top here. So what that means is that now you can use that for your own video. So if you're like watching reels and you like what you're hearing, and you're like, I want to make a video exactly like that, you can actually just save the audio and go ahead and do that. So, I want to show you exactly how to do a reel as if you were going to do it. So we'll go back to, I'm going to go back here so that we're showing you from start to finish. So we're on our homepage in Instagram again. We'll come up to the top and click this plus sign. And we're going to go ahead and click reel. We're going to click our pictures at the bottom left here. And we're going to pick a video. And I'm actually going to pick a video that I took recently. So this is the video I just took of Capper Club the other day here at the Market Center. So I'm going to go ahead and click add. And so now you'll see those little, if you look here at the little rainbow that's around the circle in the bottom of your screen, that's solid and not moving anymore. So that means the video has been uploaded. So go ahead and click next. So here's our clip. Now we can also add audio at this point. So if you see the little music sign that's here, you'll click that. And this is where you can pick your music. So let's say you had one you want to pick from saved, you can click those. Or let's say you really like this one song that you want to put on here and you want to use that one. So you'll click the song.
Come check this.
And you can listen to it if you like it. So I'm going to say that sounds good to me. And I'll click done.
Come check this.
And then you can preview it. So let's say we like that. That's nice because it makes the video that's pretty boring by itself, all it is it's just sitting there kind of looking at who's in the room. But if you add some exciting music, it makes it sound like, okay, what are they doing? Are they accomplishing something really cool? So you can put things like music onto things that even seem really basic, and it makes it a lot more interesting. So go ahead and click next because we like that.
Come check this.
Then we'll click next. And now we have our reel. So from here, we can edit our cover if we want to, like if you like something else, you like a different section of the video to be the beginning, you can do that. I'm gonna just go ahead and not edit it because I think I like it just like that. And then you want to write in your caption. So this is where you'll write something interesting, say something like first Capper Club of the year. So excited to see everyone setting goals and building their businesses. Make sure you don't have any typos. And then from there, like we learned from posts already, what we want to do from this point is add in those hashtags. Hashtags are super important with a reel because reels have, like I said, the potential to go viral. So the more hashtags you use, the more likely people are going to see your video when they're searching, when they're just scrolling through. They're not even really searching for anything, honestly. It's just the algorithm knows that maybe they're interested in buying or selling a house. So they're going to put these types of reels like that in front of them. But the more hashtags you use, the more likely it is going to be seen by other people. So let's say I want to use some hashtags like Baltimore realtors or Maryland realtors or best brokerages. Or you could do something like it can even be shorter, like be more realtors. So like I said, you want to look and see kind of what is popular and based on the type of video that you're doing. And again, you can just do a quick Google search for something like that. And then once you have as many hashtags as you'd like, you want to make sure you don't neglect the tagging, because again, that is the piece that's going to make other people see it. And then they're more likely to share it to their story and share it with other people and make it have more visibility there. So if I wanted to, I would tag those people. And then from here, what you'll do is you will actually just go ahead and share that. If I really want to share it. I'm not going to share it in this case, but if you wanted to, like if this is a video that you created, you would just click share and then it would show up on your reels. So we'll go back from here. I'm going to actually start over because I don't want to post that, but that's how the reels would work. Does anybody have any questions about that? So the biggest thing that you want to keep in mind when you are using this is that people can see everything. It's going to go viral. You're going to have the ability to get in front of a lot of people at once. I will say with tagging and hashtagging, people seem to get that confused. So when you're tagging somebody, that's the @ sign and then their Instagram title. So for us, it'd be @KWLegacyMD. So if you tag us in things, then we will get a notification that you posted something that's relevant to us. At that point, I can share it to our story. I can share it with other people. I can like it, and that's just going to give you more engagement. If you use a hashtag, that's so that the general population can find your video when you're searching for it. So you're not going to do something like hashtag KW Legacy Maryland, probably, because we probably won't see it. It might not get as much engagement, but you are going to use a hashtag like Baltimore real estate agent, because that's going to get in front of people. So just to know the difference between the tagging and the hashtagging, that those are different. I see that a lot when I'm looking at people's stuff. But yeah, that I wanted to go through Instagram just because I've started seeing people do more reels and do more posts and stories, and I think that's fantastic. I would say it's tough at the beginning if you are using a lot of social media because it's so much to learn and it can feel overwhelming. So what I usually say is set a goal for yourself. Just post 1 to 3 times a week. You know, make that your goal at first. Put it on your 411 if that's something that you're doing. And then what you want to do from there is think about what makes sense. You know, even if you plan it at the beginning of the week and say, you know, I know that I'm going to this restaurant with my friends on Tuesday, so I'm going to make a note for myself to take a picture so that then I can post it that night or something like that. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that really briefly. I know it just took about 30 minutes, but I think that that can be really powerful. And getting that organic engagement from people in the general public is going to make it much easier for you to connect with them when you do have something like an open house coming up, or you have a first time home buyer seminar coming up, or anything that you really want to get in front of people. Contests are also great to do on Instagram. What people will sometimes do for that is they'll post something that says, hey, if you want to win this gift card, all you have to do is like me, reshare this post, and tag 3 other people in the comment section. And then all the people who do that are going to be driving engagement to your post. And then you just pick one of them out of those comments that did it, and then you award them that gift card. So that's like a contest for you to be able to get more engagement that way. There's all kinds of things to do. I would recommend even following some influencers on Instagram so you can see the creative things that they're doing. And that'll also help you with kind of getting more used to using that platform too. Cool. Any questions or things that you kind of wanted me to go through that maybe I didn't go through that I can, because we have a little bit of time. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you coming, Cindy. I'm definitely going to get this recording up on YouTube so that everybody gets a chance to see how to use Instagram. And if you do have any questions for me, Cindy, just let me know, and I'm happy to help you with anything. I know Sade is great, and I'd also talked to Shashank. Both of them are really doing a lot with their social media right now. So if you need more ideas, those are 2 agents here that are doing at a really high level.
Okay, I do have one question. How long does the reel stay up?
Yeah, so reels are permanent. They're there as long as
Okay,
Instagram.
okay,
Yeah, so stories are 24 hours, posts and reels are forever.
okay. Stories are 24, posting reels. Okay, I'm making notes.
And actually, when you post a reel, you can also share that to your story as well. So that gets it in front of people. And usually it only shows like the first 10 seconds or so of your reel. So people will actually then have to click your reel to watch the whole thing. So you're getting kind of double engagement that way. So
Okay,
any post or reel that you ever create, make sure you share to your story too.
oh, okay, let me add that. Okay, posts and stories, add to reels. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions that you had?
No, I'll be there soon. If I have any, I'll ask you.
That sounds fantastic. All right, well, good luck with everything.
Thanks a lot. This was very helpful.
Awesome. All right, I'll talk to you later.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.